Hi class. So with this video, we are going to talk about how to maintain parallel structure in your sentences. So we want to avoid what is called faulty parallelism. And sometimes when you read your essay aloud, you will be able to catch whether or not your sentences have faulty parallel structure. They don't sound right. They don't flow. They sound kind of awkward. So let's read this sentence out loud together. Driving a car requires coordination, patience, and to have good eyesight. So hopefully you noticed this last part of the list there sounds different, right? It sounds a bit off. So one way to maintain parallel structure is to make sure that all of your nouns have the same kind of grammatical unit. So we have coordination, patience, but here we have to have good eyesight, which is known as an infinitive phrase, right? That's not parallel. So a quick fix here would be driving a car requires coordination, patience, and good eyesight. Here's another example. Ollie prefers jeans to wearing a suit. So towards the end of the sentence, we have the phrase wearing a suit. It's not parallel because we don't have the same kind of phrase over here. So to make this sentence parallel, we just simply add wearing. Holly prefers wearing jeans to wearing a suit. Now the sentence has parallel structure. There are some other ways to ensure parallel structure. The first is creating parallelism using coordinating conjunctions. So if you remember, those are the fanboy conjunctions. So when you connect two clauses using a fanboy conjunction, make sure that the same grammatical structure is used on both sides of the conjunction. Here's an example of a sentence with faulty parallel structure. When I walk the dog, I like to listen to music and talking to friends on the phone. So notice here we have to listen to music. There's another one of those infinitive phrases. But over here we have talking to friends. So that's not parallel structure. And when you read it aloud, you can probably hear the inconsistencies. So here's a correct version. When I walk the dog, I like listening to music and talking to friends on the phone. Right? So we change the infinitive to listen to listening, and we have listening to music, and we kept the talking to friends. So now it's parallel. So another way to create parallel structure is when using than or as. So comparisons frequently use these words, than or as, and the items on each side of these comparisons should be parallel as well. Here's an example of a sentence with faulty parallel structure. Swimming in the ocean is much tougher than a pool. See how over here we have swimming in the ocean, but here we just have a pool? It's not parallel structure. Here's a correct version. Swimming in the ocean is much tougher than swimming in the pool. So these phrases are the same, and since they are the same, we now have good parallel structure. And finally, you want to make sure to create, correlative conjunctions. A correlative conjunction is a paired conjunction that connects two equal parts of the sentence and shows the relationship between them. Some common correlative conjunctions are either or, not only but also, neither nor, whether or, rather than, both and. And just like we saw with the fanboy conjunctions and with than and as, you want to maintain the same type of grammatical structure on both sides. Here's an example of faulty parallel structure. We can neither wait for something to happen, nor can we take evasive action. So here we have neither, then wait, but here we have nor and can we take. So wait and can we take do not have parallel structure. And it sounds funny. Here's an example of a correct version of that sentence. We can neither wait for something to happen nor take evasive action. So again, right after the conjunction neither, we have wait, and right after the conjunction nor, we have take. Neither wait nor take. Sounds better than neither wait nor can we take. Okay, so here's another example of a sentence with faulty parallel structure. It was both a long movie and poorly written. So we have both and. Right after both, we have a long movie, but right after and, we have poorly written. Now, listen to the correct version. The movie was both long and poorly written. So we got rid of some of the unnecessary words in this sentence. Okay, so let's take a look at this paragraph about pet ownership, and we'll read it, and we will correct the sentences that don't have parallel structure. Owning a pet has proven to be extremely beneficial to people's health. That sounds good. So far, so good. Pets help lower blood pressure, boost immunity, and are lessening anxiety. Oops. Hopefully you notice that this sounds a little off, right? Because we have lower blood pressure, boost immunity, and are lessening anxiety. Well, how can we fix that? Well, why don't we just make it consistent with what we have here? Lower blood pressure, boost immunity, and let's get rid of this verb, lessen anxiety. I think it's going to sound better. Pets help lower blood pressure, boost immunity, and lessen anxiety. Okay, good. Let's continue. Studies indicate that children who grow up in a household with cats or dogs are at a lower risk of developing allergies or suffer from asthma. Again, that sounds a little off. Here we have developing allergies, but over here we have suffer from asthma. So what can we do to make it parallel? Well, at a lower risk of developing allergies, or how about suffering? Let's see how that sounds. Studies indicate that children who grow up in a household with cats or dogs are at a lower risk of developing allergies or suffering from asthma. Sounds a little better. Owning a dog offers an additional bonus and makes people more sociable. Dogs are natural conversation starters, and this not only helps to draw people out of social isolation, but also they are more likely to find a romantic partner. So here we have one of those correlative adjectives. We have not only helps, but also they. So that sounds a little off. So let's see how it sounds now. Dogs are natural conversation starters, and this not only helps to draw people out of social isolation, but also makes it easier for people to find a romantic partner. Now it's parallel. We have not only helps, so the verb is consistent. Here we have the verb helps, right after not only, and right after but also, we have the verb makes. So we got rid of they can also. Doesn't sound parallel structure. So that paragraph maintains good parallel structure, and that's what you are going to be doing with one of your body paragraphs.